fans of this sport are built differently. They demand excellence and expect nothing less. Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond is a show dedicated to the fans. Your new home for Big Ten Wrestling is here, and it starts now.
It not just starts, but it also ends right now. Hard to believe, but welcome into the season's final edition of Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. Rick Pizzo alongside Shane Sparks, following an NCAA championship weekend that provided us with plenty of drama and some unexpected twists and turns.
Yeah, there was some drama. Anything can happen, Rick. You never know.
I do know this. There appears to be right now one constant in the sport of college wrestling, and that constant, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Our headlines begin with the once again national champions from State College, Cael Sanderson's crew, doing it for the 10th time in the last 12 NCAA tournaments. You had a pair of national champions at 74 and 84. You had 3 runner-ups. As a matter of fact, it was so one-sided that the team title was decided before Saturday night's finals even took the mat.
How about 125-pound semifinal? Matt Ramos of Purdue. Remember, he had Spencer Lee in his back earlier this season. He did it again. He snapped Spencer Lee's 58-match win streak and dashes his dreams of being a 4-time individual national champion. Matt Ramos of Purdue, an All-American for the Boilermakers.
That transcends college wrestling. It will be considered one of the greatest upsets in all of college sports. One of the greatest careers that we can finally recognize is that of Mason Parris. Overshadowed by Gable Steveson at heavyweight the last few years, the Michigan man capping off the perfect season with the long-awaited NCAA title, took down Penn State's Greg Kirkvliet to do it. What a year, what a career for Michigan's Mason Parris.
3 champions of the Big Ten, 7 were second on the podium. 3 Nittany Lions with Roman Bravo Young, Levi Haynes, and Greg Kirkvliet. Sammy Sassano, a 2-time runner-up. Real Woods dropped a tough one at 141. Talked about Matt Ramos. He fell to Patrick Laurie in the finals. And then at 174, Mikey Labriola falling to Carter Starrocci.
Of course, you got to love those all Big Ten finals, and we saw that 174 coming all year long. In terms of the rest of the team race, a solid finish by the Iowa Hawkeyes. They have so many guys who just know how to get to the podium, know how to get to All-America status. The Hawks finished second, but Ohio State surprises. Outside of Sammy Sasso, really wasn't a great year for a lot of Tom Ryan's guys, but they found a way to get it done in Tulsa, finishing inside the top 5. But there is no question right now, the story this year, Shane, the story the last couple of years when it comes to team competition is Penn State. They're in the midst of a run that is as dominant as any run by any team in any college sport that we've seen, likely in our lifetimes.
8 All-Americans, Rick, 7 guys in the top 3. 55 points over Iowa. That's a Penn State record, 5th in NCAA history. Pretty remarkable run. Once again, Penn State just shows up when the lights are brightest.
And when you start to think, Shane, about the future, there's no reason to believe that there's going to be any let-up. You lose Roman Bravo Young, you lose Max Dean to college eligibility, but you start to think about what guys like Carter Starrocci can do, and Aaron Brooks can do, and of course Levi Haynes, the youngster, going to be there for a couple of more years. The cupboard is not just not bare, it is remarkably full.
Yeah, they've had a lot of greats since 2011 under Cael Sanderson. Guys that really impressed me this weekend as well. Bo Bartlett at 141, he was 3rd. He's not going anywhere. And the next guy to really keep an eye on, 149, Shane Vaness. He had a phenomenal tournament. His back was against the wall a couple of times, but he found a way to get it done. They just keep reloading the cupboard, Rick.
Yes, it is not rebuilding. It is reloading. Everybody in the Big Ten trying to catch up right now
Have fun
to
with
Penn
that.
State because it is so much easier said than done. We touched on one of the biggest individual upsets in the history of college wrestling, in the history of college sports, and perhaps, Shane, it was unfair. Our expectations for Spencer Lee were so high. It wasn't just to win. It wasn't to tech fall guys. It was to pin everybody. But Matt Ramos did get him on his back during the regular season. At the NCAAs, he finished off the job.
It is so tough to win matches at this level. What Spencer Lee did was spectacular. 3-time national champion, but credit Matt Ramos. The way that he wrestled this match in the second period, he was turned once, but he didn't get turned again. He gave himself a chance in the third period. To me, Rick, 50 seconds. He was down 7-4. Spencer Lee had riding time over a minute. It was that quick escape. It's a move I'll remember for a long, long time. That was so critical. It gave him a chance. He puts him on his back and gets the fall with 1 second left. Crazy.
There is a very small group of men who have become 4-time NCAA individual national champions. Spencer Lee had a chance to become Iowa's first ever. It doesn't happen. But let's try to put into perspective what Spencer Lee's career in college and at the University of Iowa truly was.
It's one of the most dominating careers I've ever seen. Remarkable career. So dominating, get the takedowns, get the tilts. I'd love to know how many career points he scored at Iowa. That would give us some kind of level set. Spectacular season. 6th place, 4-time All-American, 3-time national champion. I'll take that career, Rick, every day and twice on Sunday. Spectacular.
Deciding to medically forfeit after the loss to Matt Ramos in those semifinals. I know there's going to be a lot of criticism. Here's a guy who, remember, wrestled with no ligaments in his knees when he won the national championship a few seasons ago. Here is a guy that never made excuses. Excuses are for wusses. We heard that over and over again. At the end of the day, I just don't think you can judge Spencer Lee on that one decision. I hope no one does just that after he decided not to wrestle after that loss to Matt Ramos. Now, Mason Parris will not be considered by most to be in the same category of Spencer Lee, and I think, as I mentioned, a big reason for that was the existence the last couple of years of Gable Steveson. But Shane, you and I have discussed the fact that Mason Parris's career, if you were to take Gable Steveson out of the mix, he is automatically considered one of the all-time greats at heavyweight.
Yeah, gets that first Big Ten title a couple of weeks ago in Ann Arbor. 3rd time was the charm. 33-0, I believe it was 21 bonus point victories. He's going to be in the mix for the Hodge Trophy, the 24th individual national championship in that storied program's history. Mason Parris to beat Greg Kirkfleet again. In his career now, a 4-3 record over the Nittany Lion. It was a phenomenal rivalry. I love the sportsmanship, the respect, as Mason Parris has his arm raised as a national champion. What a night for Mason Parris in the maize and blue singlet.
I'm going to throw a little bit of a surprise here because we didn't rehearse this. You just mentioned that Mason Parris could be in the mix for the Hodge. Start to think about the Hodge this year. You have Mason Parris. Obviously, Spencer Lee's going to be in that conversation. Yanni Diakomahalis did exactly what we expected him to do. There was so much great wrestling inside the Big Ten. Carter Starrocci, Aaron Brooks, unbeaten. How hard is it going to be for them to decide who wins the Hodge in 2023?
The guys that stand out to me in the Big Ten, I think Mason Parris in the Big Ten, Carter Starrocci will be considered, but Parris, a lot more matches, more bonus point victories. There's going to be a couple other guys. You mentioned Yanni Diakomahalis, Austin O'Connor from North Carolina, Pat Glory won the national title at 125. Those will be the guys in the mix.
That will be a fun one to watch, and it's one of those awards that no matter who it goes to, you really can't argue with the final decision. We mentioned that the Big Ten had 5 of the top 8 teams finishing in terms of the final team standings. We knew this league was dominant throughout the course of the year, but certainly performances in this one by teams like Ohio State and then Purdue with a couple of All-Americans. Big-time effort, not just by the top dogs, but by the entire league.
I was really impressed with Ohio State. They got off to a slow start. You could see them coming on at the end, but they really stepped up. Sammy Sasso, of course, now a 2-time national finalist. Caleb Romero taking 3rd place at 184. That was big. Ethan Smith gets on the podium at 174. Mendez, the true freshman, at 133. Dylan DeMilio, an All-American for the Buckeyes as well. Ohio State showed up. Nebraska, they were 8th. Michigan lost so much last year, of course, led by Mason Parris. They were 6th. Really good job by Sean Bormet and that staff at Michigan.
The more we wrestle, the more we see just how dominant the Big Ten will be, and I think that you will see at least that many teams, if not more, inside the preseason top 10 because it's never too early to start to look ahead to next year. After all, the NCAA championships, they've been over for at least 48 hours. All right, time for our first break here on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. One of those national champions crowned once again, Carter Starrocci joins the show as he chats with Shane. Tough Wrestling returns, but it's a special edition. It's Shane's Tough Wrestler of the Year, and we debut the first ever Sparkies. All that still to come on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond.
Back here on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond, it is a pleasure to welcome in 3-time national champion Carter Starrocci of Penn State. Carter, 3-time national champion. Every title is different. What made this one special? What made this one more memorable?
I think they're all very special and memorable all in their own way. I remember my first one that felt really good because that was a revenge match. So I feel like that will always have a special place in my heart. And then my second one, obviously, I had a broken hand And then in the Big Ten finals, my right hand got torn. So I had like essentially no hands. And that was like a very rough time. It was getting to that postseason. I wasn't able to train at all at practice. And it was kind of irritating. So that was a very long process. And I'll always remember that one just through that emotional roller coaster. And then obviously this one, I mean, no better way to end a match in a fall. So, and they're all great too. And I just enjoyed elite company with it's Penn State being a 3-time national champ, which is the record, and there's not many 3-timers. But it's something that I take for a grain of salt because it's not my ultimate goal or anything like that. But I'm just grateful that our team won the title as well.
You were part of a second team championship for Penn State. Describe the culture, what makes it special. Teammates Roman Bravo Young and Max Dean, I know they mean a lot to you. What's it been like being teammates with those two guys?
Yeah, man. I mean, I always thought to myself when I was growing up, I would always train a lot and always work hard. And I had a huge curious for the sport, and I wanted to be the best. And I would always try to drag guys in the room like, hey, let's go work out. Like, I need a partner, or let's go run. And everybody would always say no. But when I got to Penn State and I met Roman, I personally never met somebody outside of myself that works as hard as he does. I mean, he's in there any time of the day. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday, his birthday, Christmas. I mean, he wants to be the best, and that's why he obviously has the results that he has. And so, I mean, it's a pleasure being in that room. And when you walk in that room, it's one of those things where you can feel the energy and like the vibes of just everyone. It's truly trying to attain it's to be their best version of themselves, whether it's on the mat as a person, and everyone's just, it's so giving. And even if I describe it like over an hour, you're not going to understand or what I'm talking about until you actually experience what it's like to be at Penn State and what it's Coach Kale, Coach Cody, Coach Casey, and Coach Kennedy have built at Penn State. I mean, I don't see this dynasty that's slowing down at all.
You clearly do the work physically, but what fascinates me about you, Carter, is if your mind could do the bench press, your mind could bench press 400 pounds. You are so mentally tough. What is your approach on the mental aspect? What are some of the things that you've done over the years to just improve and strengthen what you have between your ears mentally?
Yeah, when I was a young kid, I always thought my dad was invincible. And then my mom, she was also as tough as they come. You know, she would always tell me like, don't ever come home unless you win, you know? So I just kind of always had that mindset that I was the best. And so when I was a kid, I always won all my matches when I was a kid and I was younger. And I went on like a 6-year streak where I didn't take a loss. And I came into high school, I'm thinking I'm this big man on campus. And I still worked hard. And long story short, I went to states that year and I took 8th place. And in me in my head, I'm like, I just took 8th place in the state tournament. I'm thinking I'm the best in the world. And I'm just like, this is a state tournament. And I'm like, and that ever since that day, that kind of still has an imprint on me. And those emotions and those feelings, I went in a dark room for like 2 months. I didn't come out, and I came out and I told my dad, I was like, listen, I'm done going to, it's grandma's birthday party, eating cake and eating cookies. I was like, it's nobody around here knows what it's like to be the best. So I'm going to figure this out on my own. I was like, I need you to get healthy food in the house or else I'm leaving. And then it was just like this long thing. And I just remember watching all the Flow documentaries. I'd watch all the guys before me, and I would just replay it over and over and over. And I would see how they have their shoulder position. And then I would go to practice and I would try and simulate that over and over again. And so it was definitely a journey while I was growing up. And then now coming to Penn State, I can trust in my coaches and my teammates because they have a similar goal that I have. They have that Olympic gold medal, and that just brings peace in mind where I can trust these guys and these guys and they live that life. It's day in and day out.
If you could spend one day with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be? What would you do?
I would say myself, and I would say having this interview with you right now because I believe that I'm living the life that I want to live, and if there was something else that I want to be doing right now, I'd be doing that. So I would probably want to spend that with me. I really enjoy the life that I have. I enjoy every single moment, whether it's an up moment or a down moment. I think all these moments help shape us to who we are ultimately. And yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
You have some good stuff on Twitter. You can follow you at at Carter Starrocci. What are some of your favorite tweets that you've put out over the years? You're always entertaining.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at some of my tweets or like it's memorized some of them, but a lot of them just come from the heart and just kind of how I feel. I mean, I sent a good heartfelt one about Max and his career on such a great guy he is. I'm looking at my phone right now. Another one I put, it's a dudes in the back made me a monster. It's men lie, women lie. It's numbers don't lie. We're in the books forever and we're still on violence. And that just kind of means like Coach Casey and Coach Kale. I mean, I've learned so much from those guys and they've shaped me and my mindset and a whole new level. So like they ultimately turned me into a monster. You know, I believe I can take out anything that breathes, you know, whether it's a human or an animal, it doesn't matter. And then, so I don't care about nothing else. That crown is mine again in 8 days. And it can go on and on, but that's just kind of how my mindset is. I'm not in this sport to say that there's another man out there that can beat me. I'm not in this game to make friends. I know a lot of people want to call it sportsmen. I believe I'm a sportsman. I respect all my opponents because they're after the same dream that I want. But at the end of the day, this is my journey and I want what I want. And if you want that too, then I'm not here to be your friend or have conversations with you. This is for me. So I'm not here to be liked or disliked. I'm just here to be me and get that gold.
Well, Carter, thank you so much. Another great Natty Daddy season for you, picking up your third individual national title. Looking forward to watching
Natty
you
number 3
in your quest for number 4. Always great to catch up. Thanks again.
Shane Sparks, I appreciate it, my man.
When we come back, I'll hand out my Tough Wrestler of the Year award. That's next here on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. You better be tough. A new segment this season called Tough Wrestling. I love this segment. It fires me up. Stay on the legs, Rick.
See, now
Stay on the
hold on.
legs. I'm in a full ladder right now. Heart's beating. I love it. You never, ever give away those cheap points. Wrestle tough. Stay on top.
For those wondering, yes, Shane had to pay my co-insurance after he started to pull my left lat muscle with that ridiculous move during one of the earlier season segments of Tough Wrestling. But we are back, and it is a special edition as we finish up the year here on Tough Wrestling. It's not just Tough Wrestling, Shane. It is your toughest wrestler of the year. And I can't imagine how hard this is in a sport that is full, from 125 to heavyweight on every campus, absolutely chock full of tough guys.
Tough Wrestling is competing hard, Rick, and doing the hard things necessary to win big matches. Guys that don't give an inch. Those quick escapes, the mat returns, the rideouts, the stuff that's hard and tough. That's tough wrestling.
So, as Jimmy Dugan once said in A League of Their Own, of course it's hard. If it wasn't hard, everybody would do it. The hard is what makes it great. That means you need to tell us who the toughest, who the hardest guy in all of Big Ten wrestling truly is.
The Big Ten's got a lot of really good, tough guys, and I thought about this long and hard, but in the end, I went to Iowa City at 149 pounds. There he is. This is the poster child for tough wrestling. Max Mirren, his face is always beat up. This was a big win inside the Bryce Jordan Center. Shane Vaness, who just took third place. Mirren got him the better end of him on this Friday night at Penn State. Max Mirren just always competes hard, never gives an inch. This is a match in Minneapolis against Michael Blockus. He beat Blockus in overtime en route to the podium. Blockus was an All-American as well for Minnesota. He finished 8th at the weight class at 149. But Max Mirren was just dependable. And when you talk to his coaches and you ask them, what is it about Max Mirren you appreciate most? They will tell you, this guy competes hard every single second. You can never question his effort. This is a match in Madison against Austin Gomez. Mirren lost that match, but he just never makes it easy. He competes every single second. This was a nice win against Michigan in Iowa City against Chance Lamer. Arm raised with the win at the national tournament.
There's the look
I love
right
that.
there.
National tournament, Rick, his final match, he was down, never quit. Always looking for that last point. That face says it all. That's it. The tough wrestler of the year, Max Mirren. Congratulations. What else makes him tough? 3 times round of 12. That's tough between the ears. He had some pressure on him, and what did he do? He responded. Max Mirren on the podium in Tulsa as an All-American. Fantastic work.
You know what I love about him, too? He doesn't care what other people think about him or his wrestling style. Otherwise, that photo that we show every time of Max Mirren with the party or business in the front, party in the back hair that may have been taken the first day he stepped foot on campus, it would have been changed. You'll see the picture right now as we reveal Shane's all-nails team. Now, these are guys, along with Mirren, that are as tough as they get. Starting at 133, Lucas Berg may not look tough, Shane, but he is rugged.
He's extremely tough, wrestles with a lot of purpose. He's always moving forward. Sammy Sasso, just durable and dependable. Bailey O'Reilly, he's tough. Mikey Labriola, these are the guys, Rick, I would take on my team any day. I'd climb into the foxhole with these guys. Starrocci, Romero, Brodigal, what a great season he had at 197 in a very tough weight class. Jacob Warner, 5-time All-American for Iowa. Max Dean found the podium once again. These guys are tough. I love watching these guys.
I love all these guys. Look at those last 4 guys. Of course they're tough. They're my age. Those guys look like they're in their mid-40s. A lot of them are in their mid-20s after multiple additional years allowed. But still, I agree, and I don't want to step on the mat with any of those guys for more reasons than one. Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond returns right after the break, but don't you go anywhere. The Sparkies are on the way. Newcomer of the Year, Best Finish of the Year, Shane's year-ending award still to come here on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. Just enough time for us to hand out year-end awards known on this show as the Sparkies. And Shane, we start with this year's Newcomer of the Year.
Yeah, we're going Penn State, 157 pounds, Levi Haynes. Big Ten champion, NCAA runner-up, just 18 years old, the true freshman. What a season for Penn State.
And so much to build on for Cale Sanderson and company at those middleweights. Now, a little bit different than Newcomer of the Year is the Rising Star of the Year, a guy that you think the ceiling is as high as it can possibly be for.
Aaron Nagao, Minnesota, 133 pounds, Big Ten finalist and All-American. So good in that top position. He's only going to get better. I expect big things from Aaron Nagao as his career progresses. He is a monster, and I mean monster on top.
And doing it in a weight class that has been loaded inside the Big Ten for years. Best finish Sparky goes to.
This was a wild one with Zach Bronigal and Cam Caffey in East Lansing. The final 20 seconds, back and forth. You see Caffey there with the takedown. Cam Caffey, what a great career he had at Michigan State. He's going to do big things. Cam Caffey, congratulations, what a finish.
Now, Matt Returns didn't get their own segment this year, but they get the final Sparky of the season.
It was Greg Kirkley last year. This year, it is Lenny Pinto of Nebraska against Northwestern. Look at that commitment on that Matt Return. Puts him on his back. Lenny Pinto, I just love how he puts him into the wrestling with authority.
That was WWE style, and that is how we wrap up not just this edition, but this season of Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. Shane, it has been an absolute pleasure as the Big Ten once again dominates to work with you, my friend, and I think Shane Sparks is officially done with the year.
It was a phenomenal year. Thank you so much for everybody that watched. Rick, always pleasure working with you. It's a great season. We had a big match. We got it done. Yeah!
Now, just so you know, that is a point off Shane's team total when we start the first edition of Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond next year.